the titular ex-assassin is back to give us yet another round of wicked action, and this time the film is going to be bigger than ever, as not only will we be going to whole new sides of the world, but we'll also be joined with a lot of new faces as we move into the fourth film of the series. With much to talk about, here's everything we know about the sequel so far. Starting off with Back in Action. Time seems to be running out for our favorite hitman. The upcoming film continues the story of the ex-retired assassin from the previous installment, Parabellum, and sees Wick on the run with a bounty on his head. According to the film's director, Chad Stahelski, the film is set to be on a much grander scale than any of the others, spanning picturesque locations such as France, Jordan, and even Tokyo, with an ever-increasing body count. Not that kind. Speaking of body count though, a new clip released by the official John Wick Twitter account showed us a new look at Bill Skarsgård as he hunts down Reeves in the Continental, while Ian McShane's Winston Scott telling John Wick, "Win or lose, it's a way out." Skarsgård will be playing the Marquis de Gramont, a member of the High Table who gets his position challenged by our favorite ex-assassin. With his experience at hunting killer clowns living in sewers, he's definitely shaping up to be a big opponent for our protagonist. The small clip includes a lot of meaningful shots, such as a sand clock, seemingly representing the sands of time running out for Wick, and the beginning of the clip also sees him paying respect to the grave of his deceased wife, among several other things. Additionally, the clip also confirms that fans are in for a staple Wick treat with yet another motorcycle chase sequence. What's more, the franchise has grown beyond all expectations. John Wick has turned out to be somewhat of a dark horse for the studio. The story that started off as the misadventures of an ex-assassin who's on a quest to avenge the death of his dog and get back his vintage car while he's still grieving the passing of his wife has turned into an action-packed globe-trotting adventure. Following the success of Parabellum, it didn't take long for the studio to greenlight 2 more sequels, with the upcoming feature being directed by Stahelski as usual, directing from a script written by Shay Hatton and Michael Finch. The director has also previously revealed that Wick will be facing the consequences for his actions in the upcoming film, which is going to be enhanced by its neon noir art film vibe. Furthermore, actions have consequences. Stahelski has been slowly revealing more and more information about the latest installment to the series, with Chapter 4 to send the series once again on a globe-trotting adventure. The film sends our titular anti-hero further across the world to many exotic and thrilling locations. However, in an interview with Total Film, Stahelski revealed that Wick's behavior carried a lot of consequences, including what will happen to the people closest to him. After all, how can an assassin deal with trauma to those whom he loves? He went on to say that John will be coming to terms with how his actions affect the people that he cares about, and that there always have to be consequences for someone's actions. The director wrapped up by revealing that the fourth film will see our MC start to understand what those consequences are. Not that it's gonna stop him in any way. Let's take a look at the Asian inspiration for the film. While elaborating further on the international elements of the film, Stahelski revealed both his excitement for all the possibilities and his inspiration behind taking the series further into the East. He also teased the much-awaited showdown between Reeves and Donnie Yen, the legendary Chinese martial artist who will be playing one of the opponents for Wick to brutalize and to be brutalized. Stahelski revealed that he was a huge fan of Chambara films, known for their stylish sword-fighting action, and that it was a huge influence on the film, along with the Japanese themes to it. The stuntman and director further added that there was going to be a certain code, either friendship or the art of living, and that even though every person in the film was a bad guy, there still was a code. The film has a lot of other Asian-focused tastes as well, as Yen will be joined by the legendary Japanese actor Hiroyuki Sanada, as well as the Japanese-British pop star Rina Sawayama, who makes her big-screen debut as a fighter named Akira. On the other hand, here's everything we know about the upcoming sequel as well. Ever since the first film hit the cinemas, John Wick has quickly become a cult classic in the world of action flicks, and has gone on to begin somewhat of a modern Keanu-sance that has continued with all of the further installments in the series. On top of all that, there's also been a slow boil of news that's been coming out regarding the film's plot, along with a bit more details about the film revealed in its theatrical trailer. So, without further ado, let's take a deeper look at what our favorite, seemingly invincible assassin has been up to, as well as everything we know about the upcoming Chapter 4. First up, into the Wickverse. The film's official synopsis reveals that although Wick has uncovered a path to defeating the High Table before he can earn his freedom, he must face off against another enemy with powerful ties across the globe that turns old friends into foes. Of course, expect tons of action and the iconic gun fu fight choreography stamped with Stahelski's signature all over it. And just as we saw in the trailer, we're definitely diving deeper into the mythology surrounding the Wickverse, while also learning new things about our troubled protagonist. During a recent interview with Empire, the director also gave us an idea of what to expect in the upcoming film, saying that if we were to take something like the good, the bad, and the ugly, crossed it with a bit of Zatoichi, and mixed in some Greek myth, we'd get something closely resembling the lore of the Wick films. Next up, John John's also made some new friends. Reeves is back, and he's badder than ever, as the titular deadly assassin with effortlessly slicked hair. The last time we get to see him was back in the third film, Parabellum, where he was double-crossed by Winston and shot off the roof of the Continental Hotel. Although that's quite a fall, Mr. Wick manages to defy all odds and survive once again. He's put in a cart by a mysterious passerby, who delivers his battered and bruised body to the Bowery King, who offers to team up with him in order to take down the High Table, the council of crime lords governing the most powerful organization in the underworld. Besides the return of McShane and Fishburne to their iconic roles, Lance Reddick will also reprise his role as the Continental's concierge, Charon. They'll also be joined by an all-star cast, including names we've already mentioned in this video before, such as the Ip Man icon Donnie Yen in the role of Kane, one of John's old assassin buddies. Hiroyuki Sanada will star as Shimatsu, while the Japanese-British pop star Rina Sawayama will make her Hollywood debut as Akira, alongside Bill Skarsgård, who will be stepping in as the new big baddie, Marquis de Gramont, who offers to give John his freedom from the High Table in exchange for defeating him in combat. The cast also includes the likes of Scott Adkins, Clancy Brown, and Marco Zarer, as well as George Giorgio, who will be replacing Saeed Tagmawi as the mysterious character, the Elder. Following up, everyone lives unhappily ever after. Everything we've seen so far makes it look highly unlikely that Chapter 4 is going to be spelling a happy ending for John, who seems to never be able to catch a break. Stahelski also pretty much confirmed this fact during an interview with IndieWire, where he said that although he may survive everything, at the end of it all, there would be no happy ending for our tortured protagonist. He further asked the interviewers if they thought John would be able to fall in love and ride off into the sunset after killing over 300 people, stating that if someone like him really existed, he'd be effed for the rest of his life. It would just be a matter of time before karma came around for him. But hey, look on the bright side. This means that we'll get to see more of John handing out wicked pounding to anyone who wants to stand in his way, especially since the film is set to have the longest runtime out of any of the installments so far, being somewhere within the 150-minute range. Moving on, the Wickverse is also expanding. Just when you thought everything would be coming to an end, Lionsgate announced that it was working on a spin-off film titled Ballerina, starring Ana de Armas. The film tells the story of a killer assassin who vows to avenge the death of her family by a group of unknown hitmen. Sounds awfully familiar, doesn't it? But we're all for it. However, that's not the only spin-off in the works, as there's also going to be a prequel TV series titled The Continental, which is expected to be released on Peacock sometime in 2023. As the title suggests, the series will reveal the origin of the Continental Hotel, which is pretty much a whole separate character in the world of John Wick, and will follow the life of a much younger Winston Scott in 1975 New York, as he works his way to the top, all while facing a past that he thought he had left behind, in an attempt to seize control of the iconic hotel, which serves as a meeting point for the world's most dangerous criminals. Winston charts a deadly course through the mysterious underworld of New York City. And finally, will there be a Chapter 5? If you want the short answer, yes, there most likely is. Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 were announced to be filming back-to-back in August 2020. However, COVID delays meant that releases had to be pushed back. As a result, both sequels ended up not being able to be filmed back-to-back, and Lionsgate decided to only focus on Chapter 4. But we should get a fifth one. And with all that, that's a wrap for this video. What are you looking forward to seeing in the fourth chapter of John Wick? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.